New information in the case of a robbery that led to the shooting death of a gas station clerk. Welcome to The Four. I'm Greg Lee.
And I'm Alex Savage. Our crime reporter Henry Lee spoke to the victim's girlfriend, and he joins us now live with the latest on this investigation. Henry?
Yeah, Alex and Greg, I've learned this was a shootout at the gas station involving the store clerk and a robbery suspect. But that suspect will not face murder charges.
A man who shot and killed a store clerk will not face murder charges. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And let's talk about this. Now, this is coming out of San Francisco. This was a month ago, December 1st. And the summary or synopsis of the story is an armed robber went into a convenience store, robbed the store, but then the clerk pulled his own gun and fired at the robber. Now, how it transpired is the robber ran outside, shot, fell to the ground. The store clerk came out and was shooting at him. The robber turned around and shot the store clerk, killing him. He was arrested, but the DA has chosen not to place murder charges on the robber. So let's go ahead and just watch this briefly here. Once again, we got to get some context.
He didn't deserve this, and he was such a good guy, family man.
Annette Matamoros is devastated. Her co-worker and boyfriend, James Williams, was shot and killed during a botched robbery at the Chevron station in Antioch.
He just cared about my well-being. He cared about everybody's well-being. He took such a good person away from here. I don't understand why that happens.
Candles outside the store, a sign of respect for a devoted father who worked the overnight shift. Matamoros says she and Williams had started out as friends and then grew closer while working together. Williams was working as a clerk at this Extra Mile mini-mart on Contra Loma Boulevard when the violence broke out at about 2 in the morning Saturday. I've learned that a man with a gun confronted Williams, who then pulled out a weapon of his own. Authorities say the would-be robber ran out of the store, dropping stolen cigar packages, and was a good distance away when Williams shot and wounded the suspect. That suspect, 20-year-old Ronald Jackson Jr., fell to the ground. The clerk continued shooting, and that's when Jackson allegedly returned fire, killing the employee. Jackson is not being charged with murder because under the law, the killing could be considered self-defense. But prosecutors did charge Jackson with robbery.
It was an action-packed scene, and I'm sure that James was acting in a way that he thought was, was right.
Ken Rader had bonded with the victim at the store just 24 hours before he died.
He was just a good guy. It was the eye contact, the way he treated me, and he was just genuine.
Now, there was a lot of back and forth within the DA's office within the past hour even as to whether to charge that suspect with murder. But ultimately, prosecutors concluded that suspect could reasonably raise a self-defense claim. Live at the newsroom, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Heard that and you saw that. Now, in my opinion, I think that the DA is just, this is San Francisco, it's California. So, they're big on just letting criminals run the streets. But in my opinion, and an opinion of a few other people, they should have taken this to trial and let a jury decide what the truth is. But I'm gonna come over here. This is a Fox News article. California robbery suspect killed store clerk, not charged with murder. Victim didn't act in self-defense. District Attorney. James Williams, 36, opened fire on the robbery suspects as they were fleeing before one fatally shot him in the leg and chest, authorities said. A man accused of killing a California gas station clerk during a botched robbery will not face a murder charge because the victim had opened fire on the suspect despite his life not being in danger, officials said Thursday. James Williams, 36, was killed during an early Saturday morning gunfight with Ronald Jackson Jr., 20 years old, armed with a handgun, felony. Right off the jump, but at a Chevron in Antioch, Fox San Francisco reported. The Antioch Police Department said a gas station employee called to report a person had been shot at the Extra Mile Mini Mart just after 2 a.m. When officers arrived, they found a man with a gunshot wound to the head inside the store. Officers at the scene were unable to determine that the victim was an employee clerk at the service station, was held at gunpoint during what appears to be a botched robbery, a police statement said. Now, you heard a lot about what happened in the video. Now, Williams was working inside the store when he was confronted by two suspects, one of whom was identified as Jackson, who was allegedly armed with a gun. Williams then pulled out his own gun. Jackson allegedly ran out of the store while dropping cigar packages and was shot. Williams kept firing as Jackson was on the ground before Jackson allegedly returned fire and killed him, news reports said. You heard about the girlfriend. I don't need to do that. I want to stay with the meat of this. Jackson was not charged with murder because under the law, the killing could be considered self-defense, authorities said, despite the fact that he initiated the violence. But the Contra Costa County District Attorney's Office said Williams pursued Jackson despite the threat of bodily harm or injury had subsided. Quote, in the eyes of the law, Mr. Williams' actions ceased to be self-defense when Mr. Williams pursued Mr. Jackson and other suspect with a firearm and continued to pursue Mr. Jackson after he shot him, Contra Costa County District Attorney Diana Beckton said in a news release. Legal distinction is clear. When your property and life are being threatened, an individual is legally justified in using deadly force in self-defense, she added. However, once the threat of harm is dissipated, the victim of a property crime cannot then use deadly force to reclaim stolen property. Antioch investigators submitted their findings to the district attorney's office, which instead elected to charge Jackson with robbery, possession of a stolen property, and a firearm enhancement, but declined to charge him with murder. But the firearm enhancement should be a felony immediately. Okay, I'm going to come out of that. This is an example of knowing the law. Now, was he in danger once the person got outside the store? No. But I'm sure that his adrenaline was running and he was completely charged up. And this is kind of one of those cases where it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And it's unfortunate. But as I said, I think the district attorney should have had a little bit more balls and taken this to trial and let a jury decide what it, if it was a justified shooting on a part of a person who was a criminal to start with, who had initiated the entire event. This man's now lost his life, and it's really sad. And once again, know the laws of the state that you're in when it comes to these situations. Different states obviously would treat this differently. I think that Texas, of one state, would actually be charging this guy because he initiated the violence. His actions led to this man's death. And obviously there's going to be a lot of speculation on this case for a long time. But we'll keep an eye on this and see if maybe down the road he could be charged on the federal level, violating the store clerk's civil rights. But unfortunate story. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.